Hey folks, Elaine Maralaco Settleson here with Astrology Mojo. Welcome to my living room. I don't know why that tree looks fuzzy. It looks like it's in a mist. It's a Christmas mist, a Hanukkah mist, a happy mist. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of stuff today. So come join me, say hello. Just a reminder that the planets in astrology, in the world, in life, don't do anything to you. We feel things because we're sentient beings, but yeah, they don't control your actions. And this cooperation that we have with everything around us is our playground. We are here to experiment with creation, to make it happen, to, oh, think it, feel it, boom, watch it grow right there. Now, remember, what you put your focus on is what grows. What you thinking? Are you upset? Are you annoyed? Are you defensive? Are you pissed off at somebody or some situation in the world that you have no control over? Well, you know what you do have control over is that how you feel. Your vibration is creating matter as we speak. What's the matter? You're the matter, and your matter is divine. What do you want to do with that matter? What do you want to do with it? I've got Moonology cards, Yasmin Boland's that she gifted to me here. Also, I'm going to pull from Lily Ashwell today to as we talk about the solstice. And let me bring up the. Oh, I have to presente. I didn't set that up, did I? Share my screen. Yes. Window, please. There it is. And ta-da. Okay, so let me switch that a bit. There we go. So this is what we're looking at. Today is the 22nd of December, 12/22/22. Now, the solstice vibe is traditionally yesterday. We're still in it, really. It's when the sun hangs out in Capricorn for approximately 3 days. And what happens in that time is your potential. Your potential. Because when we look in astrology at 0 degrees, hey, Ricara's here. Hi. When we look at 0 degrees in astrology, it is the beginning of something. And everything is calculated then from there. So the beginning, we have, let's take a look. We have, you can't see my cursor. So Jupiter is 0 degrees Aries, the beginning, cardinal sign, Aries. The sun is 0 degrees Capricorn, cardinal sign. So we have a lot of get up and go. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get up? How do you want to do it? How do you want to get there? So the planning stages have begun. Then with the vibe of the solstice celebrated throughout time for thousands of years. Now, of course, in the northern hemisphere, there's a different set of rules. In June in the northern hemisphere, in the summer solstice, we are starting to see that tipping point toward, oh, the days are going to get shorter from here on out until we get to winter, right? So now in December in the northern hemisphere, the days are going to start to get a little longer. So the sun will come up a little earlier. The sun will come out. Always, we hope. And in the southern hemisphere, it's the opposite. But the idea of the dynamics are the same. And that is when you have a vibration coupled with an intention and then a very fixed direction, momentum, then you start to create matter a little faster. So now is the time to plan. You know, people talk about New Year's resolutions. Yeah. I'll tell you why they don't work is because if you try to create a solution from the same mind that created the problem, you kind of, you know, 3 weeks later, you're like, I'm done. I don't want to work that hard for more, health, better health, or more money, or that relationship, or though it's cold out, or so you have to change the brain waves. You have to change the patterning. You have to move your energy in different directions. So when we're looking at Jupiter, in Aries, we're looking at the beginning of something. Now, typically, you see the red squares. Okay, we've got the new moon in Capricorn is on December 23rd. It's early dawn Pacific time. But the new moon in Capricorn is also square Jupiter in Aries. And when two cardinal signs are kind of like gearing up for something, what do they want to do? How do they want to get there? What do they want to, how do they want to feel about it? The moon represents your feelings. It's not doing anything really to you, except we do feel the tides, and we are mostly water. So we feel the fluctuation of that, but Jupiter, the planet itself, is not causing us to be a certain way, right? But in the sign of Aries, it represents your potential and your excitement and that feeling of, I want to start something new. I'm going to start an exercise program. I want to get in sync with my partners, business partners, romantic partners. I want to feel better about who I am, because Jupiter represents not just education and philosophy, what you believe, but how you're going to implement that. Are you going to start writing poetry or a book, or are you going to write a business plan, or you're going to strategize? In Aries, it's like, let's get going. Let's move that butt and get it out. And let's do something. So what you want right now in life is what you think you don't have. So I want to back this up just a second. Capricorn, we have the sun in Capricorn. Look at all the Capricorn. It's like a platter of potential handed to you. So we have moon in Sagittarius, but tomorrow, the 23rd, it will be in Capricorn. And what do we have? Sun in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, and the sun represents the focus. That's it. Just where you're looking. And masculine energy as well, potential. And then there's Venus, and Venus represents, is not doing it to you. Venus represents aesthetics, beauty, finances, romance, yes, but that sense of it has to feel good. It has to feel good. And then Mercury represents your perception. And perception is where it all begins, because if you think something is happening, you will respond or react or not respond in certain ways, right? Does that make sense? And then there's Pluto, TNT for the psyche, is what it represents. And that's your shadow side, your core unconscious self coming into the light. In Capricorn, it's that sensation of, I've done something wrong. I made a mistake and now I have to pay for it the rest of my life. And so the worry, the fear, the limitations on one end, but also the Capricorn in its highest energy represents that sense of the symbolic version of it is a goat climbing a mountain, getting to the top, taking its time, but very agile on the way, with a tail in the ocean. And so it brings mysticism. It brings practicality to your thoughts. It's not doing it to you. It's the part of you that says, I'm ready to go to that next level. I would like a raise in my job, or I would like to be seen as the authority in my industry, or I want to get it together and really take care of my bones, my thyroid, my hormones. I'm going to research. I'm going to, typically winter is that time when people isolate a little bit more. And in Capricorn energy, it's I just want to hang back and get that sense of, what am I doing and why? Let me just organize that in my head, right? So when we've got all this Capricorn energy, and it happens every year, it's not new. I want you to think in your world around January, in December and January, What are the typical themes that you notice in your world? And for everyone, it will be different, of course. And so, does that work for you still? Are you getting, um, I'm getting something. Hang on a second. And that is, okay. Are you walking away from things that limit you, that are fearful for you? Because the powerhouse of you is not just reactionary. You want to create a reality that speaks to your truth, then you have to really check in with your truth every once in a while and say, you know what, I used to believe that, but I don't anymore. I have to clean out my closets, my emotional closets. When I look at the squares between the sun, between the sun and the moon to Jupiter. Squares typically represent a conflict in astrology. That's a 90-degree angle. It's like sitting on something very uncomfortable, and you go, what is that? And it gets your attention. Now, let's raise the vibration on everything we're thinking. And the square could be, I can't stand it when my brother, sister, employer, employee, neighbor, politician that I voted for, whoever does that thing. It bugs the crap out of me. Okay, now let's back it up. That kind of energy, remember, where you put your focus is what grows. That's how energy works. And it's all about vibration. So if you're putting a vibe into the world of disdain or scorn or judgment, or I've had it, or I feel like a victim, then what do you think you're going to start creating? More. Let's not. Let's take that moment and become aware of it. Catch it in the second it starts to happen, and you start to spiral down into that place of, I'm not enough, it's not enough, they're not enough, and it's all, my God, I just better hide out and do my thing, keep my head down. Because you know what happens if you go up against those people, that thing, that situation, that issue, that political whatever. Yeah, you lose, right? That's the thought. That's the victimization. So instead of going there, the moment you catch yourself thinking it, I want you to think, instead of conflict, which can promote transformation, right? If you have that, if you're listening, seriously, if you're listening, you have heart, you have sensitivity, and you want to live your best life on this earth, right? So you might think, okay, what else can I do, be, say, feel to move that energy in a different direction? So instead of conflict, let's think of compelling. What is compelling you toward your next best moment? Okay. Your next best moment is how you feel and what you want to make from that feeling. And I'm going to go to, what am I looking at? You don't see my cursor. I'm going to move this right here. And, I took it down a notch. Okay. Whoops. Okay. So now let's look at December 23rd. Look at all that Capricorn goodness. We have a few trines in there which represent, I want to do something a little bit out of the blue. And I don't know. And that idea of, I think I need to, be radical, have some kind of radical change that I just thought of it, or it's been brewing for a while. And then before it burns out, I have to act on it. And so we're moving toward that. We're moving toward that idea that I can have a better life. I can make more money. I can have a better relationship. But it's not about the stuff outside. It's not making you do anything. You are reacting or responding. Does that make sense? Hey, Pam's here. And you're Catherine. Hello. So if you are ready to make any kind of transition in your life, I want you to think about the thing that keeps happening over and over and over. And you're like, are you not tired of it yet? You're circling the drain on something. Excuse me. So what do you want to have happen in your world? What do you want to have happen? Oh, I want more money. I want a better job, or I wish, my ex-spouse would, pick up the pieces and, do the right thing. We cannot change anybody in this world. So what do you want for you? What do you want for you? How do you want to see yourself progress and change and grow? Well, the only way you can do that is really by not reacting to what happens next. So and I'm not saying don't feel things. I'm not saying, people here detached, they think unemotional. I'm saying is don't get so engrossed in something that has nothing to do with you. And if someone in your world is doing or saying or not doing or saying something, and it's bothering you, then you need to get clear on what that feeling is, and then ask yourself, do I value this relationship? And if I do, would I like to communicate with this person and smooth things over? Great. And then ask yourself, when is the last time I felt this way when this person wasn't in my world? When is the last time I felt this sensation, this feeling? And then before that, when is the last time I felt that way? When is the last time? And trace it all the way back to, oh my gosh, when I was 10, 17, 4, I felt the same way. Oh my gosh. I think I was 9 years old. And my mother, worked hard, and so did my dad. And we lived in a very small 1-bedroom apartment. And Saturday was cleaning day. Now, me being someone who is very, I need to be comfortable. If I'm too, well, I did then, especially because the world was a shock to me. It was like, this is too much. Oh my God, snow is cold, and I would cry, or, it's so hot and I'm sweating and I can't bend my fingers. I'm swollen. So the world was a shock, to my senses. And I had a pillow that I loved, and I was so comfortable with that pillow. And I used to be up all night thinking anyway. So I wanted to be comfortable. So I was 9 years old ish. And my mother did spring cleaning with my sister when I was out of the house, and they threw my pillow away. They threw my pillow out. I just didn't know how to handle it. When you're a kid, you're like, you could see like the steam coming out of my ears. It was like, why did you throw my pillow away? Nobody asked me. Nobody asked my permission. But then again, when I would go through my entire life and they say, oh, we need to get you a new one. It's like, well, nobody talked to me about it. It just made me so upset. But when I was going through my life and understanding that when you have an experience and you anchor that experience in a victim energy mode, and the very next time a thing happens and it feels the same, you're being triggered, you will have the same reaction or response as you did from that original time. Until you clear that out, until you work it out, until you make a different decision or choice or response or a non-reaction, that's also a response. Then you say, what just happened? Oh, and I started to, because I'm a Capricorn rising and I'm someone who researches all the time. And I started to research, well, when's the last time I felt this way? And oh my gosh. And I would trace things back to my childhood. And it wasn't about blame at all. It wasn't about blame. It was, I needed to know the origin. So when I see a lot of 0 degree, where are we? Over Jupiter and Aries, 0 degree, and today 0 degree, yesterday and today and tomorrow 0 degree for Sun in Capricorn. It's that sensation of I need to start over. I need to start over because this feeling that I'm taking with me through every life experience, in the morning, in the afternoon, with every person, with every situation, I can't. No, I'm done. So when I trace it back and I go, oh, it was about that. I don't stay in the past. For me, it's logical to understand, oh, now I understand why I'm doing this. So the very next time I'm speaking to someone, or I'm just doing my own thing and I'm fighting with myself, head and heart, on a decision, and I realize I just shortchanged myself. I threw my pillow out without my permission. Oh, okay. So then I check in. What do I need? Honey, what do you need? What do you need? And then I have a conversation with what I need. And that need never involves anybody else, Because if I'm the one who drew the situation to me, I've got some stuff going on in my brain, in my chemistry, in my body that says I will bring to me what is familiar. And you do the same thing. You understand? Does that make sense? Hey, Ashley, do you please get this? Because I want you to get this with a Jupiter. And I'm going to go back to, hang on. I'm right here. There we go. Okay. I want to go back to 0 degrees Sun, Capricorn, 0 degrees Jupiter, Aries, and the squares. Instead of conflict, let it be a tap on the shoulder that says, remember, you used to feel like a victim and now you feel like a victim. Remember, you used to get so angry at people and not give them any slack and judge them. Remember? So now we're in a compelling energy. 0 degrees is starting over in astrology. 0 to 30. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do for the rest of this holiday? Some people are like, oh my God, I got to split the time between this family and that family. And oh, do you have a choice? Yeah, you do. You have a choice always. Or I feel like if I buy everybody these gifts, I won't have enough money for that thing that I was wanting to do in January and February. Oh, what's the choice then? There's a solution. There's always a solution. And that is number one, first and foremost, and I was playing with cards while I'm talking. So here's one card that came out. This is Yasmin Boland's Moonology deck. And this is work through your fears. So an easy way to work through your fears is to feel them. Yeah, that scares me. What scares me? Doing that thing. Why? I don't know. It just does. Okay. Well, what's the opposite of that feeling? Well, maybe powerful, or maybe confidence, or maybe security, or maybe you'll figure it out. You'll know what it is. The opposite is that. Now, once you know what the thing is, we don't want to stay there for 10 years in therapy talking about it. We want to go this way and go, what's the opposite of that? It's that. I don't know. I've never done it. Well, how do I do that? Okay, but is it exciting? Oh, it feels like, oh, it could be so calm. It's so amazing. Let's focus on the thing in the moment that feels like the truth, that feels like empowerment, that feels like new beginnings, that feels like I have sovereignty, Jupiter, over my own life. And then you expand from there. And so you put the focus on the thing that you want to have happen, even though it hasn't manifested yet. This is a 3D reality. You touch it, you feel it, you get a splinter, you go, ow, what just happened? I was cleaning something and ouch, what is this? So you feel things like immediately, and then you stay there. And then it gets, talked about for years. I remember that time that they did this to you, that's happened to me. I remember that time. Now, when you can think about an emotional experience like yesterday's sandwich, something that's not emotional, or unless it was, Dean took me to a holiday surprise yesterday, at 2, in fact, and we went to an Indian restaurant that was just, it was so great. It was so great. We were just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And then we went to an illusionist show. It was like magic. Literally things like happening. And you're like, what? This is so great. I had the best feeling. And it was a long day and I was tired. But I thought, I don't see tired right now. I don't feel tired right now because I am laughing and clapping and hooting and hollering and with a full belly of amazing food, right? So it's so simple to just stop thinking about the problem and think about how you feel and move the feeling. When you move the feeling, you change the barometer. Then you get different weather. Okay, does that make sense? And then while I was playing with Ashley's cards, this card came out. Not Ashley, Lily Ashwell. Sorry about that. Lily. Thank you. Lily Ashwell. This card came out. A square. I love it. Synchronicity. And she has a challenging situation and a mountain to climb. Well, Capricorn climbs mountains, don't they? Because they love that feeling that it's an ambitious energy. So is Aries, both cardinal energies. Is this making sense? Please let me know. Like, share, subscribe. Also, let me move this. We've got the holiday readings. Wait a minute. I have to find the link. I'll put it right here. Holiday readings to help you set up your 2023 and to move past these limitations. I don't know which way I'm going. And to move past these limitations, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, what are you going to get? The same results. That's what happens in life. That's what happens. So is this making sense? I hope this is making sense to you, because I want you to really be empowered and to have this notion that you have the ability to create whatever world you are making and living in. Now, some people go, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. I live, I don't have a lot of money, or I live in a really loud neighborhood. And so if you believe that this is what it is, then this is what it is. Then listening to anyone isn't going to change your mind. You have to do that. And that's incrementally by experiencing something new. Our thing in life, and we started this many, many years ago, is do one new thing a day. One new thing to change your brain pattern. You have to change your neurons in order to fire new neurons to create that new memory of, oh, I got what I needed. And it feels great. Or it was a little nerve-wracking at the time, but oh my gosh, my husband and I will look at each other every once in a while. We've been through it up and down like any other relationship, but we always come back to kindness and the idea of, I love who I am when I'm with you because I am supported. Wasn't always like that for the two of us before we knew each other. And then when we first met, we were good friends for many years. And things would occur and I would go, oh my God, why did he do that? My feelings are so wounded, but I was so afraid of abandonment that I wouldn't vocalize that. Yeah, me. Not now. That's not me now. You know why? Because I'm 62 and there's only so much physical time. This is the only place where time exists. The only physical time that you get in 3D to make matter and to understand that you're the one who is the matter. You make the matter. Ta-da. And then at that point, you can say, all right, I understand suffering, physical, emotional, intellectual. I understand suffering. I've been there, done that. I was you yesterday. I am you today, or I will be you tomorrow. So if I can get through my tiny limitations that made me live in a trailer without heat on a borrowed mattress, and I slept in my clothes with bugs crawling across me. If I could do that and then come out of that to, hey, maybe I deserve a little bit more. Maybe I could have a little bit more. Wait a minute. My dreams are telling me it's almost like when you see a pull focus in a movie, and that's where the camera zooms in, but you're coming back at the same time. It's called a pull focus, and you're like, they use that a lot in. It's a device used a lot in horror or sci-fi or psychological dramas, and you go, whoa, you're moving in, but you're moving back at the same time. I've had so many of those where I would see myself and feel myself be this empowered person. And yet I would withdraw from it because I was terrified of my individual power. Because when I experienced power in the world, it was manipulative. It was harmful. So I thought I never want to cause harm ever, ever, ever. So I just equated harm with empowerment. Well, I worked that out. And I'm so glad that I did, because now, I used to envision, oh, I live in the mountains, and I live in Sedona, and I, I have a relationship. And I was telling my husband this yesterday. I never thought I would have, like, own my own home or have a car. I just thought I'd use mass transit. I grew up, on both coasts in the US, New York, New Jersey, and Los Angeles. So I thought I would just, take a bus, take a walk. I would walk, or take a train or whatever. Um, but I always envisioned having a mate that was my superpower, that helped me to access my superpower. I always thought that. Even as a little kid, I would be like, one day I'm going to meet that person. One day I'm going to meet him. I'm going to meet him. I know he's the one. He's the one for me. And I would look at everybody and go, are you the one? Are you the one? Are you the one? That got me into some trouble. But when I let it go, and I was like, okay, the one will come and I'll just be me in the meantime. Let me focus on me. And when I did that, that's when I met my husband. Clue. And when I did that and I met my husband, and we've been going through whatever we've been going through over the years, what I discovered was that I can be me even more with this support. And I said to my husband, I never expected to have a house or a car. And now I have a house and a car. All I ever wanted was the one. So I focused on me to create that vibration of, well, if I'm going to attract someone to me, I need to be the person I want to be so they can match my vibe. And that's what I did. Okay, Julie's here. So think about that. I'm going to pull a card for everyone. And remember, you can book a session with me for the holiday special, and grab that seat. Let me just move this. It's coming out of the deck. Ooh, self-confidence, 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 loyalty, and creativity. Be that to yourself first. Okay. Grab that session by December 31st, and you can book anytime through the end of March of 2023. All right. So let me just get rid of this now. So all this Capricorn energy and the squares to Jupiter, the cardinal energy, it all represents the part of you that wants to go to that next level of you, to be empowered. And I'm all for that. Okay, I'm not able to get there. What the heck? Nope. All right, I'm going to stop the share because something is happening here. I don't know. I can't get rid of this technology. Sometimes it's not working. Anyway, I'm just going to pull one more card. And I hope everyone is feeling inspired, excited for the holidays, whatever you celebrate, whatever. Just celebrate life. I love this time of year because it's cooler, and we love, just donating food and just seeing happy faces and sparkly lights. And our motto, and it's not a religious thing, but our motto is Christmas always works out for us, and every day is Christmas, because it's that feeling of caring. There's more caring and sharing. Okay, I'm just going to pull one more card from Yasmin's, and I'll pull one from Heavenly Bodies as well. How is everyone doing today? Please like, share, subscribe. Everyone's so quiet. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to get rid of this. I'm having like a technical difficulty. I don't know. I tried. Didn't work. Oh, I love this. Prosperity lies ahead. Technically, she's talking about a new moon in Taurus, but prosperity lies ahead. And that starts with you and your vibration. What you put your focus on grows. What you're going to put your focus on, and switch it. Oh, they didn't. I asked them to send me and they never called back. Okay. I was you yesterday. I am you today, or I will be you tomorrow. Have a heart. Open that heart and go, all right, they'll call when, or I can call back, whatever. Let me put my focus on something that is less limiting and contracting. We want to expand. We want to expand, right? Okay. One last card. And thanks for hanging out with me today. Hello, Lainey and her German Shepherds. Hey, Rhonda. You just made it. Oh, this one. Okay. Like many cards want to come out. But it's an Earth card. And the Earth signs, if you're not familiar, are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Persistence, patience, and practicality. Well, with all this Capricorn, I would say, yeah, let's go there. Persistence, patience, and practicality. That speaks to all of the Earth energies. So I love that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing, whether you're watching on YouTube, which I've neglected so many years, but now I'm back. And then Facebook, and just have the happiest moments from here on out, but especially till next Thursday. When I will see you again. And remember, or if you are new to me, the end of every month is an oracle reading month. So come back on I believe it's the 29th at 9:30 Arizona time. That's 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, this time of year. And then we'll do an oracle card reading for the new year, for January. All right. Thanks, folks. Blessings. And whatever you celebrate life, celebrate you, celebrate the fact that you are love, and love that you are love, love that you are love. As always, I wish you peace, and I'll see you next time.